Okay. So I will try a little bit to capture what I'm calling as diaphragm breathing. Now, people may be familiar with this idea of diaphragm breathing um, in their own ways. Yeah. Um, YouTube has several videos talking about it. But from a movementless yoga perspective, and when I'm talking in terms of healthy natural breathing and movementless yoga, diaphragm breathing has a different experience, has a different how to. Yeah. And the benefits from them are are to be experienced. A video may not be able to capture because there is not much movement happening. So I'm using my words to perhaps be able to guide you into having the experience of what I'm calling as diaphragm breath, the breath of the diaphragm. Um, Different tissues have their own fine details, but it is important to be able to experience some aspect of this to get the benefit of it. In movementless yoga, in healthy natural breathing, our body is all very finely related. So one working with one part of the body will have its own effects on other parts of the body. And so I'm introducing you to the idea of diaphragm breathing by movementless healthy natural breathing. Okay. So kindly bear with me because there will be stages in this. So there will be probably a part one, part two. So because it may not be easy to just get access to what diaphragm breathing through movementless yoga makes available, because a lot of us may be having a difficulty with being able to feel different parts of our body, from being able to, for example, pay attention to. I'll lead you through the exercise. You will get to know a little bit of if you encounter any challenges. I will also say some of the benefits from this. So if you're not seeing those kind of benefits, then you may need some extra support. Yeah. Or you may need to learn some further steps before you could get those benefits. Yeah. Um, so it's only possible for you to get the benefits according to what you're ready for. Yeah. What your system has been conditioned for is acclimatized to. So I invite you to bring your attention to the sides of your chest, left and right sides, about the line where your arms align with your sides of your chest. Yeah, like when you keep your arms together, the line of your chest where your arms would touch. So if you move your hands off, that part of your body where your arms would be, yeah, would be aligned with the sides of your chest. Pay attention to the sides of your chest in terms of softness. In terms of warmth, keep your arms together, you're likely to feel some warmth. Have that warmth as a guidance and pay attention to warmth, the sides of your chest, and notice if you can feel any sense of softness of the tissues of the sides of your chest. If you can notice softness, you're likely to be able to better appreciate the movement of your chest as you're breathing. When you're able to pay attention to softness, pay attention to warmth, softness, you're likely to notice different textures within the space of your chest. For example, there's a rib cage. There are the different tissues. There's the lungs, the heart, which may be more inside. But at least if you can, even with your eyes closed, if you can feel some sense of texture within the sides of your body, you would still be in a good place, in a better place than when you began this exercise. Because there are different textures, different levels of textures within the space of our body. Yeah. Um, and if you can notice the gentle rhythmic movement of the sides of your chest as you're breathing, you're more likely to be in touch with warmth and softness of your body. And your tissues for an alive person is more juicy. There is water. At least our cells are made up of so much percentage of water. And our body is made up of cells and tissues and organ systems. So there's likely, at least blood makes our body alive. Yeah? Juicy, that's also juicy. If you can pay attention to the sides of your chest in terms of moisture or liquid, or a sense of fluid, liquid. Yeah? So warmth, softness, liquid sense, a little fluid, liquid sense. You would still be in a better place in appreciating the different textures that form the sides of your chest. You're more likely to have your attention be drawn to the lower portion of your rib cage, because that's about the region where the diaphragm is. And the diaphragm is a fine dome of muscle, yeah? Above which is the lungs and heart, yeah? Below which is the liver, the stomach, the pancreas, the small intestines, yeah? Different tissues, the solar plexus, for example. There are many structures above the diaphragm and below the diaphragm. When you're paying attention to the sides of your chest, in terms of warmth, softness, and fluid, liquid sense, which would be different kinds of textures, you're more likely to have your attention be drawn to the lower portion of your ribcage, because the diaphragm is holding so many tissues, so many organs, organ system above and below. So it's doing a very important job. And people tend to have their diaphragm be a little tight or a little more substantial, yeah, which in some way affects their ability to breathe, because diaphragm plays an important role in the function of breathing. When the diaphragm is, when you're exhaling, for example, the diaphragm goes up. When you're inhaling, the diaphragm goes down. So when you're paying attention to warmth, softness, and liquid sense, fluid sense about the sides of your chest, because the sides of the chest is very closely related with the ribs and the lungs within, the diaphragm is more likely to come to your attention. Okay, so the lower portion of your ribcage. If you can notice a gentle rhythmic movement about the lower portion of your ribcage, you would be a little more in touch or having a sensory feeling or sensory-based experience, not really feelings, but you're able to sense, get a little sense of what diaphragm breathing may be. We are not there yet, but it would be still a warming up, a certain getting a little familiarized with what diaphragm breathing, diaphragm breath in terms of movementless yoga, in terms of healthier natural breathing would be. So pause for now. I invite you to just take a walk. And as you're walking, try paying attention to this region of your body, the sides of your body, in terms of the warmth, the softness, the movement sense of the sides of your chest. And you're likely to notice something different about how you breathe, or how you're able to appreciate the moment, or how you notice change in your posture has an effect in how you're able to appreciate the sides of your chest and the sense of texture about the lower portion of your ribcage, which would be about where the diaphragm is. So the diaphragm changes shape, has a different experience when you're walking, when you're lying down, when you're sitting, when you're standing up, because the tension of the different parts of the body has its own effect on the diaphragm, because it's like the middle portion of the body. Yeah. So a little walk, attempting to get a little sense of this portion of your body, is likely to give you further insights. Do leave your comments on what you think, what you find, any questions you may have. If you'd like to learn further, any clarity about the matter, I'd be glad to support. Thank you so much for your kind interest. Good day.